afternoon, everybody. How are we all today? Hi, Beagle Mama. Hi, Lawton Girl. Saints Rocket All. Orchid Star. I just want to say hello to everyone as they come in. What a shit show yesterday was, guys. It wasn't a planned thing. I apologise to anyone that was triggered or upset over the yelling and screaming and everything. I did try to mediate the best I could, but you're never going to be on top of all of that and come out of it unscathed. It's really hard. Hi, Ion Crime again. Nice to see you. Hi, Priscilla. You're just going to listen tonight. I don't blame you, Priscilla. Carol Johnson, welcome. Priscilla's. You don't need to be sorry, Priscilla. Please don't feel that. Look, the way I'm trying to look at it was all of that was going to happen at some point. Sadly, it all went down on my channel. Like you guys know me well enough to know that I don't want to be involved in all that sort of stuff. Like that's the last 6 weeks, all I have done is try to promote unity and, happiness and love. That's what it's all about for me. And how it got to what it did yesterday, I still have no clue. But for me, and I know I probably should go back, watch, but right this minute I can't, because it'll just get me all fired up and shaking again and not in a good place. So I will, but just not yet, if that's okay with everyone. Hi, Miss Justice, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, can you just try and have a look at it from, I wanted to stay impartial to everybody. I don't want to fight with anyone. I have my opinions, and I can see from, even though I was part of the marathon, I can see where the misconceptions were with the waiver, with all that. Like, I know it, I see it. I've watched everything after the marathon. So I knew who had mistakenly thought something about something and all that sort of thing. Like, I get all that. And that's why I didn't want to take sides, because everybody had a part in that. And it wasn't my issue. So I just didn't want to be a part of it. And then when we'd calmed everything sort of down, and Miss Justice, you wanted to come up, and I let you come up. But there were 3 other people up here, and I just felt really, really rude to say, no, you'll have to go now. It's like if you had 3 people at your home sitting at the kitchen table having a cup of tea, and one person comes in the door and they're saying, I just want to talk to you, but these 3 have to leave. To me, I just felt really uncomfortable doing that. I thought it was rude, but we will talk offline as well. No, you're fine. I just wanted to, I was going to message you, and I didn't feel like that was enough. That's why I wanted to come on live and address you, because your friendship means a lot to me, and You know how much we talk, and I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose any of my people, my family, because of what happened yesterday. But I do believe it was going to happen no matter whose channel it was. It just happened. But I will say, I will own every word I said to Jodie Sue, because I meant every word of it. One thing I will not have is someone trying to manipulate me or use me in any way. That's when I will arc up. And if I get treated badly or played for an idiot, I will stand up for myself and for the people I care about. I don't take any of that back, but I didn't expect her to show a face either. So I started the live trying to explain why I hadn't been on for a few days, and I just couldn't. I just had to move, like, just have to have a couple of days away. And I even was texting Miss Justice, you know, telling her I was having a few shit days and things like that. So, you know, when I come on, I thought, oh, we're going to have a lovely live and be happy. But I wanted to explain why I hadn't been on. Anyway, we're going to move on and try and forget about it. But it needs to stop, like, enough. I'm just going to say that. They all need to stop now. Everyone's had their say. What I was trying to do towards the middle, when Tiffany and Q was still in here, was just trying to get Tiffany to come up. So not to put Q in a bad spot, but I just wanted them to be friends again. You know, like little mother hen, let's sort this shit out, you guys. That's where my head was there, you know. I really did try. But I think the damage is done for both of them, sadly. I don't know. I don't know if they'll get past it. And I've had a few inboxes of people saying I'm doing the wrong thing with Scott. What Scott does over there on his channel and the words he uses, I don't agree with a lot of the time when he's in his really defensive, aggressive modes. I don't condone it, but that's his house and he can speak how he likes and treat people the way he likes. That's entirely up to him. It's not me, but I'm just doing me, guys. I'm not taking anyone's side, and I'm not gonna just not talk to someone because people are inboxing me saying, oh, he's saying this and he's saying that. Yeah, that's him. It's not me. So I don't know. As I keep saying, it's a schoolyard. I'm going to continue to do me and my subs and my sewing for my subs and everything I'm doing. And I will go into people's chats and support them. But everyone has to stop and remember what we all have in common. And it's summer. It's 4.5 months and this little girl's still surrounded by bullshit. And people have to be adult and enough to say, I misunderstood this and whatever. But I don't think it's going to happen. So anyway, somehow I knew it was going to go down yesterday. I had warned someone and all the crap went down last night. Oh dear. Then I was supposed to be over on Mystery Angels at the same time. as I've arrived home, and hubby decided right there in that minute that he's going to set up the new Ring doorbell camera. So every single time I tried to jump on to Mystery Angels' live for the billboard, he'd be out the front walking in front of the camera, so it kept interfering with my camera on my phone and the speaker, and it was just, I was like, why, you little shit, just wait till I'm ready. Anyway, it's up. I don't know a lot about them, guys, but right this minute it's doing my head in, this Ring doorbell thing. There has to be somewhere in the settings where I can change it, but I decided to come up here instead of doing that, because if a truck goes past, we live in a relatively quiet street, but if a truck goes past, it's going off, like coming up on my screen. Like 40 minutes ago, there was a magpie in the front yard, so it was going off again, and I'm like, this is not fun. But anyway, I'll have to go into the settings, and surely you can change it so it's just motion for people or something. I don't know. No, Tiny Dancer, I've missed a heap of people here. Sorry, guys. Juby Redborn Darling, what a gorgeous name. You're 61. I know your heart is in the right place. I know, I'm too old for this crap. Juby, it's just crazy. Yeah, Tiffany, I actually listened to Tiffany when I was trying to go to sleep last night. And she had the link up there for the live, which I thought, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing right now. But anyway, it's for summer, absolutely right. Oh, thank you, Yaya. Hi, Susan Smith. You ain't my mama. I am crime. I already said hello to you. Hi, James. Oh, it's nice to have a man in here. We don't get lots of men, do we, guys? So welcome, James. Especially with what those parents have gotten away with. I know. We're going to have a look. Have you all seen the letter that Donald's just posted to his YouTube page? That's what these YouTubers want, is drama. Sadly, James, it really is true, because yesterday proved it to me, as in, you know, the last few weeks with all this stuff going on, if we had 30 people in here, that was like a lot for lately, because everyone's just wanting to be where, you know, all the dramatic stuff's happening. And that even makes me sad that that's what people want to, and I proved it yesterday. I even said it towards the end. So this is how you get 246 people in your live, is have a bunch of people up on panel trying to virtually kill each other. And that even made me sad. But that's not what I want to do. So I'm happy with my, and I say it all the time, it's quality over quantity. You know, I would rather have our normal beautiful chats where we have no issues and everyone just enjoys being together and talking about different things that are happening. And if anyone wants to come up, I'm really game doing this, but feel free to come up if it's going to, because now I know how to boot people. Oh dear. But yeah, if anyone just wants to come up. Hi, too much information. Do you know what too much information? I addressed it the day after, but remember the topic we're talking, I keep thinking about it, thinking about how stupid I was. The other day, when you become a member, right at a point in a conversation I was having, about something that I let blurt out that I probably shouldn't. I know I shouldn't have, but the timing of your name coming up on the screen at that minute, I thought you were saying to me too much information in what I was saying. So then I realised later, oh, that's her name. She wasn't virtually telling me to be quiet. I thought that was a bit funny. Oh, we've got Yaya up here and Miss Justice.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
girls. How are you?
Not too bad.
Good, and you?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm. Is there someone else there?
yeah, we've got Miss Justice and Yaya.
Okay. Well, I'll be really quick. I just wanted to apologize to you for yesterday. I was really confused because I started off watching, and then I had a dinner guest, so I stopped for a while. Then when I
Yeah,
came back in, was when all the ladies were yelling,
yeah,
and I couldn't really understand what was going on. So, and then I watched it a little bit sped up to catch up. And
yeah.
I thought I was calling in when Screaming Ladies were on. I didn't realize I was calling in at the very end. So
Oh,
the ladies that were on Savannah, and I don't know the other one's name, but
oh,
it was
I understand
nothing.
what you're saying.
It
Yeah,
was nothing to do with them at all. It was
yeah,
just my confusion.
that's okay. It's
So
all good.
I just wanted to come on and tell people that, so in case they didn't see me writing it in the chat.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So
Um, and I was just upset that you were cross with me and um
well, to be honest, the only thing, and like I said to you in my message I sent you, and I'm not really shy to say it. I'm just like, the thing about Scott, I really took offense to
yeah,
language, and that was the only problem I had. I had no problem with anything else. And he knew it. And I was kind of overstepping a little, blocking him and so on. And I didn't realize that you were okay with him. So that's
just
basically,
yeah, I just want to be okay with everyone, you
I,
know.
I know, hon.
I know it sounds like I'm not making a stance, but they're not my issue,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well,
We'll just us and
I just think that a lot of people, especially women, get triggered by that kind of thing, like his
yeah,
stuff. And I used to be a fan of his. I watched him. I thought he was great, had very matter of fact and all this. But then when that whole thing happened and I heard all the words, that just really triggered me.
yeah, yeah. I didn't think that was good either, and I'm happy to say that, but yeah, it's his house, and if someone come in, like, I try to look at it as in a normal house. If someone come in and carried on like that, then I'd kick them out.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. And again, I apologize. I'm going through my own stuff, and it really has an impact on how you react to things.
It does. It
Yeah.
really does.
And,
But no, you're all good. Please do not worry about it anymore. I
okay.
was more worried that you were going to be cranky with me,
No.
you know, and I would hate to lose you.
Yeah, I know. No, I adore you and everything that you do. So it's all good.
Yeah, it is all good.
Yeah.
Let's carry on.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I'll let you carry on with the others.
Okay, thank you, Miss Justice, so much.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Miss Sharon.
Hello, how are we?
I'm doing good. This is Yaya.
Oh, that baby photo, Yaya.
That's one of my grandbabies. That was my last grandbaby.
Oh my goodness, what a precious little one.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I did want to apologize to you. I was the first one up on a panel that jumped down Jody Sue's throat. And I wanted to apologize because I feel like I started the whole shit show yesterday.
No, I think I was already on top of Jody Sue before. I think I got quite heated with Jody Sue as well, so you do not have to apologise.
And I understand that, but I personally I seen how upset you was, and that's how I've been feeling.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to come up there and defend you in a way.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Because things Jody Sue has said to me, not to me personally, has triggered me. Because
Yeah.
I have been in abusive relationships, and there's times on live when she was talking, and even when Scott gets in his rage, I know how to open that door and walk out.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have to stay there.
No.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love Scott and Q and John Q and all them.
Yeah, me
They
too.
normally have a good page. Just all this drama's going down, and and I'm new here. This is, last night was my first night being on your page.
Yeah.
But my heart broke for you, and I just wanted to defend you.
Oh, thank you so much. That means being your first time over here, you must have thought it was like a crazy house.
No, ma'am. I knew from past lives that, once everybody started coming up, I knew how it was going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Tiffany too. I'm not taking no sides.
So do I. I love Tiffany, and I love Q, and I love John and Penny. Apparently I've missed out somewhere along the line that Penny and Scott are not on good terms now either.
I just found that out last night.
Yeah, I'm not. Is that true?
Well, that's what Scott said.
Okay.
He said him and Penny are not talking anymore, and hopefully they get over it.
Oh, that's really sad. I'd only just sort of read a comment somewhere. I didn't know whether it was true or not.
Yeah, I hate it because, and I seen it coming, because I see how Scott, talks to people. He sometimes he don't have that etiquette.
Yeah.
And I was raised to respect people, and you don't talk out of place, and I did last night, and I felt so bad about that. I went to sleep thinking about, I hope you go live so I can talk to you today.
Yeah, no, please do not feel bad at all. I appreciate what you're trying to do, and that means a lot to me. So yeah, that's made me even sadder that Scott and Penny aren't talking, because that's another friendship that's now lost,
Well, I think they'll work it out. I got a gut feeling that everybody's going to work everything out. Right now, the fire's flaming. But once it goes out and smolders and everything, I think everything will come back to a even keel and be normal.
Yeah, let's hope.
So all we can do is pray and hope.
Exactly, yeah, I agree.
Okay, well,
thank you so much for coming up and having a little chat with us. And please, you're welcome anytime, and we're so happy to have you up here.
Well, thank you. And I'm going to get off of here and give other people time to talk.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye. Now we've got Doobie. Am I saying it correctly? Doobie? Oh, you're muted. Why are you muted? You have to unmute yourself. You've got your microphone muted. Doobie? I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
hello.
Am I there? Hello.
You're there. Oh, now she's gone. She might come back in a minute. We've got Aussie True Crime. Hello. Beautiful. How are you? I've seen you in other chats. It's so cool to have Aussies come in here, guys. It just, it's like you've got your next door neighbour in here with you. Oh my God, when the billboard went up, guys. Yeah, we've got to talk about that. That was so... She's back. Are you
Hi.
there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me now, honey?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, good, good. Wow, this whole thing has just been disheartening. I found your channel not long ago through Tiffany Marie. She had put
Yeah.
out a link and said you got to go check her
Oh,
out, subscribe. So I did, and I don't regret doing it. I was
oh,
here last night. I'm
yeah.
sorry, what, honey?
Oh, no, I just said I didn't know she did that, so that's lovely.
Yeah, she did. And it just, the whole thing is disheartening. It hurts. I
Yeah.
started following, Scott and Penny a long time ago. And then when things started getting, this whole fundraiser thing has caused so much division.
It really has. And I was
And
so happy to be, I only did a tiny, tiny little bit, but I was so excited and I felt honoured to actually be, because being in Australia, you don't feel like you're achieving anything, even with doing a live and keeping it going every day, I still feel useless. So to be part of that marathon, to me, I actually felt like I was contributing. So for it to end like it has, and like I would be so excited, I'd be telling friends and family about how much what the totals were each day and things like that. And it just, yeah, it just
I
went to shit.
understand. I mean, I
Yeah,
was into it too. I watched up until the last night. I cut out about the last hour. And so I didn't see all that drama go down, but and I'm glad I didn't.
yeah,
The whole thing, and I do agree with Tiffany Marie that things should be more transparent than they are, and that's all I'll say about that.
yeah,
But you know, I'm 61, almost 62 years old, and I've seen this kind of drama my whole life. And yes, I agree with the other caller. I was triggered by some of the things that Scott was saying and how he was directing them toward females. I didn't
yeah,
like that, even toward Penny, and that broke my heart. I was like, what happened to his heart? What
yeah,
happened to the nice Southern man that started out with
yeah,
thoughts of summer? And that's why we're here. We want to bring
exactly.
that baby home. Last
Yes,
night was supposed to be her night about the billboard going up. And, everyone was so excited. I don't know if anyone got a chance to see on Cam and Allie's Cracking Cases. That was really cool to see that beautiful billboard go up for that baby.
I
I
know.
got so emotional, and we all love summer. And just hang in there, girl, because everything's going to be okay. And I'm praying about this situation. And I believe that, like you said, the flame's going to go down, and maybe some of these things can be corrected, and friendships will be like they were. I hope. But and other than that, let's keep it about that baby, and
Yeah,
let's bring her home. Let's bring Summer home.
yes. It's, we just have to not think about it, the noise anymore, and
Right, because that's
still,
all it is.
yeah, and still support the channels that we're closer to and enjoy, that don't trigger us, and that's
Yeah.
every creator says, I'm not going to be for everybody, but I do agree with absolutely everything you said. If my husband spoke to anybody, whether it was online or in person, as a female, I don't think he'd be my husband anymore. Let's just say that.
Absolutely.
Because,
just celebrated my 38th wedding anniversary on the 15th.
Yeah.
And we've been married for 38 years, been together for 41 years.
Wow.
And he's never called me a name. He's never raised his hand at me. He has never cursed at me. Not saying he
Oh, yeah.
doesn't curse, but you know, that he's a real man and a gentleman, and he would never say those things about a woman,
No.
because he knows he'd have my foot in his rear. But but other than that, you know,
Yeah.
let's keep this about that sweet little blonde-headed, blue-eyed baby girl and all the other children that are missing.
Absolutely. Totally
And
agree.
I think you're a lovely lady, and
Oh,
your
yeah.
channel's going to grow and things are going to get better, honey. So just hang in there, wipe your tears, stand up, because I know you've got a good heart. I can feel your spirit. And
Oh,
just God bless you and God bless everybody. And let's just, you know, hold hands and sit and be strong for summer. Okay?
yeah. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate everything you've just said, because it's virtually what I was trying to say, but you said it better. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome, sweetheart. Now, again, everybody just hang in there, because I
Yeah,
really believe in my spirit that summer's going to be brought back to us. That
yeah,
baby's coming back.
I do too. And let's hope she's safe and well. You
Yes.
know,
Amen. Yes.
I
All
like
right,
to think that way.
Sharon, I'm going to
Okay,
let you go so you can
excuse me.
have others up here.
Can I just ask you, did I
Oh,
pronounce your name properly? Is it Doobie?
yes, it's Doobie. Yes. Yes.
Cool, cool.
My
Okay.
dad said, please do be the last child, because I was number 7.
Wow.
And he
I
said,
just,
Doobie, that's cute. You know, so
yeah,
I got stuck with it.
love it. Okay,
Sorry about
Doobie, thanks.
the dogs.
Fine. I've got budgies out here making a noise. So,
Yeah, there's coyotes in my back. I live in the country, so they're responding to coyotes. But anyway,
oh,
I've taken up enough of your time, sweetheart. You just go on being who you are, and I'm going to pray for you, and everything's going to be all right. Okay?
that will be all right. It really will, Doobie. We'll get past it all.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. Thank
All
you
right,
so
honey.
much.
You're welcome, and thank you for allowing me up, honey. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Okay, thank you. God bless. Good night. I'll be in chat. Sorry, but I'm saying good night.
Oh,
I'm trying to
God.
disconnect. Won't let me.
Oh, hang on. Oh, my God. I sound like a 12-year-old right now. But, guys, do you see what I mean about how roller coasterish this can be? If you sat yesterday's live beside today's live, and the love and the beautiful people that have just come up on panel, that is why I do this. Because you might have one really shitty day, but this is the cream of what our lives are usually about, is supporting each other and being here for each other and being here for summer. So thank you, everyone, for the lovely comments. I really, really do appreciate every single one of you. You like Scott still? I just think his emotions, he has a lot of trouble trying to control his frustration, and he doesn't know how to verbalize his anger in a way that isn't so aggressive and demeaning. Like, there's a lot of descriptive words that he could probably apologize for. And even an apology to women in general, when the bulk of his audience is female, will go a long way with people, because they're going to understand that emotions are just boiling. Not that he's he's making it an excuse, but at least say, guys, I'm sorry, you know, just own it. And Scott, I don't know if you're in here, man, but just come out and say sorry at least, and, you know, just own it, and I'm sure things will get better. We all have days where we're not okay. Miss Justice says, that's, oh, Savannah smiles. Isn't she a little cutie? She is a treasure. You know, I'm every day, except yesterday, no, even yesterday, out of a bad thing comes a good thing. I have had comments from people that I've never seen before, and you know, I like to look at a positive out of a negative. And yeah, the life might have went crap, but the outcomes of coming out the other side and meeting new people and having new people in chat is, and positive new people, is amazing. And yeah, little Savannah smiles. I just love her. She's a real little breath of fresh air. And thank you, Savannah, for coming up at the end yesterday. And the three, so Ion Crime, Savannah Smiles, and there was another little lady that come up too. And I don't think she's in here. Griffey come up as well. And it was awesome because it just, you know, it melted all of that ugly away, and we were still able to finish in a good way. So that was awesome. Hi, Griffey. I seen you sneak in here. How are you? I had that. Oh, I don't know how Ziggy does it for 7 and 8 hours of a time, trying to juggle all the people on lives. And seriously, I was trying to watch chat, and I was trying to get them to just speak without screaming at each other. It's hard work, so I have no idea how poor Ziggy handles that. Oh, yeah, you become a member. Thank you so much. Now my voice is going to go crack. Can I share my channel here? Thank you for lovely, appreciate it. No worries at all. Of course you can, Savannah. Anytime. Does Griffey have it? I want to thank my mods yesterday too, because they were amazing. And we did have good comments on how we tried to deal with everything. So that was another positive that come out of it. And James, yes, I'm Aussie. I seen you ask that question back in the chat. I'm an Australian. Oh, really? Ziggy turned on you. That is no surprise to me. She reminds me of that commercial. What would you do for a Klondike bar? I don't know that commercial. Yes, ma'am, you may have a hard time finding it. Oh, really, Savannah? What's the name of it? It's awesome to have a new member, so thank you so much, Yaya. Yeah, she's you know, there was people giving her crap after it. But that's an all-day event. Like, 7 hours is longer than some people go to a physical job for. And to try and stay on top of all of that for 7 hours, I honestly have no clue how she does it. If money was misplaced into other accounts, nothing is settled. The yelling just stopped. Yeah. My opinion on, I think everything is above board. And I think what is meant to go into the reward fund will definitely go into the reward fund. One thing, I know I don't know Q in person, but I honest to goodness do not believe that she is deliberately trying to rort money away from Summer and the reward fund. Nor do I think Penny or Scott or John Q would be them kind of people. Ask Sharon, I know she will. What are we asking? The link for Savannah? Oh, I can't add it. Oh, okay. Can you send it to my email, Savannah? And guys, I've got to tell you a little story just while we're, you know how with Summer's hair and the cut, the buzz cut, I've told this story and over and over and over about, so there's some new people in here that probably don't know. My husband and I have custody of our 2 granddaughters. We've had them for the past 7 years. So the youngest one is 9, the oldest one is 12 and a half. Here's the email, Savannah. The youngest one has fetal alcohol syndrome and a few, like attention deficit that goes along with symptoms of the FAS and stuff as well. Hi, Scott. Yeah, there was a transfer over today of 17,000. I've seen that. I'll actually play that in a minute. So that was Q put up a little video earlier. And anyway, the little one has cut her hair really short 3 times, twice with a pair of clippers and once with a pair of scissors, to the point where we had to reshape her whole head. So she's gone to her dad's. She goes every second weekend to her dad's, who lives an hour away. She's come home on Sunday evening and had her shower, got in her pajamas. She had a beanie on after her shower, and I couldn't work out what was going on. And I hadn't had a good day just in my own personal self. So I didn't push the issue. She's got up yesterday morning, got ready for school, had her school hat on, which she does most mornings. Not a big deal, right? I dropped her at school. Everything was fine. Come home to the shit show live and all the rest of it. Pick her up from school. The oldest one gets in the car first and she goes, oh my God, Nan, you're not going to believe what George has done. Oh, George has done. And I said, what? Because she does have a few episodes here and there at school where she's in timeout and stuff. So that's what I thought was coming. Oh, hell no. So while she was at Dad's on the weekend, she's given herself another free haircut. Prayer Gardens of America's in here. Hello. And it's bad, guys. It's really, really bad. She has no hair on her sides or her front. It's like the good old Australian mullet. I'm not kidding. Now, I have a daughter who's a hairdresser and my daughter-in-law who's a hairdresser, and I'm too scared to even let them know that she's done this again because it's just, I don't know how we're going to fix it this time. It's really, really bad. So when it reminds me of that media interview where Donald was trying to it was with Ainsley Daniels, and Candace was saying, oh, I had my hair cut short and Summer wanted hers like mine. And then Donald is saying straight after her, no. She'd cut it a couple of times and then we tried to fix it up. And I got his side of the story because it had happened 3 times to us in 2 years with our little one, okay? So I thought, I get it that they have to fix her hair because she's mutilated it herself. But at 9, she's done it again. I just don't understand. But it's funny, my point is, it's funny how little things that happen throughout our days, it triggers you to instantly think of Summer in so many different things, you know. But it's horrible. I don't know what we're going to do. And everyone says, oh, it's just hair, it'll grow back. But you've got to look at the bigger picture of, is it going to lead to anything else? So this morning I rang to get her into a child psychologist and that sort of stuff. And I just wanted, I'm pretty transparent and I don't mind sharing what I deal with. But that's why yesterday, sometimes it's really hard to think logically and clearly. And sometimes we forget that some creators have a lot of stuff going on in the background as well, in their own personal situations. And I know her hair will grow back and all the rest of it, but it scares me for the future of, we need to get this child help now. Because at 3, 4 and 5 I could understand, but not at 9. And if anyone's got any experience, like I always say to my subs, guys, you're going to have to help me. Like I'm the first one to, and that's what this channel is also about. You know, if we can come up with suggestions or flick me an email and say, Sharon, have you tried this? Or, you know, I would appreciate it so much, because I know a lot of people have grandkids or kids that are dealing with different issues. And then it makes me think of the boys, you know, that are now in the system and they're not with family, and what sort of issues they're going through. Like your head just never stops thinking about the 4 of them and what they've been through and what's to come, you know. So, yeah. Pippi, hello. Do you guys know Pippi was the very first person that ever come into one of my lives? Oh, it's so good to see you. Yeah, she really does, Pippi. And the strange thing about it is every time she has cut her hair, it's been when she's been at her dad's. And that worries me a lot. You left Ziggy's when she could. Oh. Do other kids in her school or class have a similar haircut? No, it wasn't a dare, Renee. She was at her dad's for the weekend and come home like it. So whether there was, I don't know. I'm going to have a conversation with Dad tonight after dinner and, you know, just see if we can work out together, because we co-parent quite well. We've had issues in the past where me being Nan and him being Dad, I haven't agreed with some of his actions and I'll call him out on it. but maybe there's something that has happened over there. I would have liked a heads up. Basically, I would have liked him to have said before dropping her off, because they just drop her out the front and drive away, hey, I think she's cut her hair again, just so I had a bit of forewarning, pre-warning that what I was in for. Yeah, I think I should be concerned too. Like, it's not only the, what's that word? The cosmetics of it. It's, she's had to go to school today looking like nobody owns her. That, like, to be honest, guys, she honestly looks like one of the older photos of Summer before she got the buzz cut. And she looks unkept, uncared for, and like a homeless child just by looking at her hair. But I have contacted her teacher and explained to her what's going on. Oh, that's good, Savannah. Great work. So I think one of the girls just dropped the link for Savannah's page if you just want to go over and have a look. She's already got 240 views, so that's awesome. I say if people have information, let them talk. And yes, Ziggy, like, oh God, prayer gardens, we're going to keep it classy, or we're going to Hawaii. And yes, Ziggy liked lying Jenner and shut me down for her lying. That was Ziggy. Okay, we're not even going there. I did have you blocked, prayer gardens. I unblocked you a couple of weeks ago. And look, I've got no problem with you being in here, but let's not bring up crappy stuff. Just try and be, you know, with the all I'm going to say is with the information, you've got it out there, you've been on Ziggy's panels and everything else, and you've said what you've wanted to say, and it's up to every individual how they interpret them lives. And I don't think there's much more that can be said about it, to be honest. I know Ziggy was disappointed that you didn't come through with receipts like you said you were going to. Sorry, I'm just lighting a cigarette. But yeah, let's just be nice to each other. You know, I've got no problem with unblocking you if it doesn't end up in a shit show. Hi, Mad Miss Hadda. Oh, that's a cute name. Hello, absolutely love your heart. Oh, thank you. I too am raising my grandson. He's 2 and has a limb deficiency along with his heart being centered. Oh my God. He is a force and such an amazing boy. No, thank you for your strength. He sounds like an amazing little guy. And you know, that's what I struggled with last night. You know, every time I looked at her, I was getting angry, but at the same time, not to verbalize it and still be supportive of her. And like, she full well knows she's done the wrong thing, but whether she can control doing that bad thing, I don't know. So what's the point in me yelling and screaming and taking the Wi-Fi off her or not letting her have her favourite ice cream after dinner if it's something she cannot control, you know? And I went to bed analysing everything, you know? It's a lot. I don't know. Pippi says, I don't know your grandchild's history, but I can hear she's acting out due to some kind of experience. I know it's heartbreaking and confusing for you. Many children and adults really relate to horses. Well, they've got horses at their dad's, actually, Pippi. They've got 3 of them over there. The older one probably goes to her dad's 3 or 4 times a year at the most. She doesn't spend a lot of time over there at all. But the younger one is like a tomboy, and she loves getting out and doing stuff and all that sort of thing. So she loves, like, they both love their dad. But yeah, I think it's time to really get her some professional help, and maybe they can help me deal with things a bit better too. But I think she was expecting me to stay angry all evening with her. But even hubby said there's something, like, she was really, really, really hyper. It was like she was climbing the walls, and it was really concerning. So anyone's got any suggestions? I'm all ears. It is hard not to worry. And the thing is, guys, the ones that were in here the other day, they had a first contact visit with Mum 2 weeks ago, for the first time in 2 years. So whether, it could be that, I don't know. Oh my God. See, Mama Bear, you get me. That's why I don't get Grandis and Grandis. Every time I think of that woman, I lose it, because being a grandmother, I don't understand her actions at all. But, as everyone says, she treated her own kids like that and abandoned them, so she's no better than Candace as a parent. Is you was being nice, you take up for Ziggy and attack me for, oh God. Yeah, it'll grow back. I know, it's grown back 3 other times. She hasn't really, Claire. She laughs about it, and that's the other concerning thing, that she's sort of fluffing around and laughing and joking and completely, whether that's nerves because she thinks she's in trouble, I do not know. The heck? My son used hedge clippers, bent forward and chopped his hair to the scalp. Oh my God, Suzanne. But in saying all of this, the funniest thing is my son, who's 32, was on a boys' night a couple of months ago and come home with a mullet. And one of his mates ended up with a brick pattern in the back of his head. And they all had different hairstyles. And he's 32. So it happens, doesn't it? Every time I seen him afterwards, he had a cap on, so I didn't have to look at it, which was good. Grandis, Candace and Don, no. I've got, has anybody seen this letter that he's posted about the media? Did you see the new parent interview with, no, I haven't yet, Punky. I was going to put that up there next after I do the Don and Candace thing. Yes, prayer gardens, they are supposed to be the second mother to the grandchildren, and sadly Summer never got that. Like, she got the candy, but nobody really had her back on a daily basis, did they? there's one photo on my thumbnail that I've had on there for a couple of days of summer. It's the one, if you just have a look on the bottom left-hand side, and it makes my blood run cold every time I look at it, because she looks sort of horrified, upset, bewildered in her face if you look at her expression, and she doesn't look okay in that actual photo at all. They only called the boys one time when they went to... Really, Pam? Were you on Ziggy's panel too, Pamela? Because someone come in here one day last week trying to tell us that Don and Candace go over there like all the time, and that they're on the phone to them all the time, like several times a week. And I sort of disputed that, because I know in our situation with CPS, the contact visits with parents are organised well in advance, and there's usually paperwork in place for the visitations, times, whether they're supervised or not, all that sort of thing. No, she didn't, and that was really sad. It really was prayer gardens, I agree with you. Poor little girl. Don still doesn't sit right in my gut feeling. No, he doesn't. So they had WVLT out there. I'll just share the screen. Here we go. I'm going back to front here. It can be confusing when typed words. Yeah, emojis are awesome. Do you know, before YouTube, I hardly ever used an emoji? Yeah, they're pretty cool, aren't they, James and Miss Justice? Okay, let's have a look at this, guys. So this is on the Donwell's Family Official. I didn't put the link in the description yet, but I will. And as you can see, I am not subscribed, but if you search in YouTube search just for Donwell's Family, it will come up. I'm over this dog trail as well. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, so we're going to have to pause it because it goes pretty fast. So this is what Donald Wells has had someone type up to put on his YouTube channel that he now has 6,119 subscribers for. It didn't take long, did it? A week and a bit, and I think someone said he's already monetized. I can't see where. I can't see that it is, because no ads come up. This is the second time I've opened it up and I haven't got an ad or anything, so I don't know if that's true. So WVLT news story and some thoughts. We like to thank Erica Lunsford and Jacob, the cameraman, and WVLT for coming to the house. We've been asked about the video and Sheriff Lawson's statements. We fully support Sheriff Lawson and his office as Sheriff of Hawkins County. We understand he has to be very careful about his statements, and we are glad that he keeps the investigation private. The only pieces we have of Summer's disappearance is the dog trail scent and the neighbour's family hearing some kind of scream. We don't know if that was Summer. We don't know if the dog trail is truly part of her disappearance. We do know that Summer never would have gone down that trail on her own. So maybe she played with the dogs and they took her scent, or maybe the boys had their scent on them and went down through there. But if it was Summer, she probably would be carried because she was so small. We just don't know, but these are the only clues we have. At least we have these. We just don't know. Let it go up a bit more. We were asked why we chose WVLT to come here. We liked Erica when we met her. She came to one of the prayer vigils and was really nice. This was our first time to allow news media because things had gotten so bad online and sometimes the news. So we just stopped everything. This was kind of a test. I found that weird, but anyway, it went really well with Erica. Again, why wouldn't it go well with, is that because she complied with everything you said and didn't question you or Candace? Just saying. But in Donald's eyes and Candace's eyes, they thought the interview went really well. Okay. We thank her for coming and helping us get Summer's name out to the public. They are in Knoxville, so it spread the word out about Summer further than just locally and let us get our feet wet trying to use the news media again. Once more, we appreciate Sheriff Lawson being very careful about his words on the questions he was asked. Just like him, we wish drugs and Amber Alerts and runaways and all that don't exist. There is no way to express the pain of a little girl just disappearing, though. We know many think we had something to do with Summer missing, but they have not been with us when grief overtakes us, or the horrible thoughts that torment all night of where our little girl is and is she being tormented or abused. There are no words for the depth of those mind battles and nightmares which have nearly broke us completely many times. Unfortunately, it was during those weak, horrible times that I could get online and say crazy things, but the agony was more than I or Candace could bear. I tried to protect her, but I also was fighting to keep her from breaking beyond repair. No one knows us really. They mostly just have my crazy talk late at night and judge from that. Grief and fear are horrible to both have. So that is where we were when we contacted Erica to test the news media again. We just want to get Summer's name out there. It doesn't matter what people say about me and Candace is the same. Sure, it hurts bad, but we are willing to let all that happen if it just gets Summer's pictures and name out there and maybe someone will see her. We just want her home. This has been a huge wake-up call for us and hopefully all parents. Just know that human nature is always to think the worst. Speak for yourself. I am guilty of that too, but whether you are the thousands that encourage us or the few that tear us apart or don't like us or totally misunderstand us by my crazy late night stuff, know that we thank you for keeping Summer's name out there and trying to help us find her. We love our Summer and family with all our hearts. This isn't just me. This is me and Candace. Pain makes love grow deeper than words can say. I love Candace and I don't care to tell the world that. Please don't talk bad about her at this time. I've been told it is true that a broken mother is the greatest break there is. imagine the fear on top of that, because you don't know what your daughter is going through each day or night. Love and prayers, Don and Candace. So there you have it, guys. No, he didn't thank Chase for the billboard, Miss Justice. He didn't thank anybody. As usual, it is all about him and Candace. Yes, he's trying to justify his late night rants on YouTube. Hang on, I just got to stop this. Where did it go? Yeah, what I got out of it is they were selective on which media they wanted to use, which station, that the only reason he got on YouTube and carried on like a fool is because he was grieving and hurting. Yeah, he didn't write that either, I don't feel, James. It was too structured for Donald. Donnie's using intelligent people to write for him. I don't think this one was from Prayer Garden because it does not sound that well written. Well, Prayer Garden would tell us, surely, if she helped him write that one, if she's still in here. I call bullshit, Pippi says. Nothing will wake those two up, in my opinion, until they get sober, period. If their children were their main priority, they would have all been to the dentist, had beds with mattresses. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with you, Pippi. I just don't know why Candace thought it was a good idea to ever let Chris McDonough film inside the house for a start. He would have been coached for this one as well. Yeah, probably skeezy. I would say it sounds very much like Skeezy's way of justifying things. Prayer Garden says, true, Buckeye, they do not write anything because they do not have even one brain between them both. Someone else wrote that in order to try and save his and Candace's backside. Too late, truth is out. I think after you witness what the house was like, what information has come out about the way the kids were treated, yeah, I think the damage is already done. I don't think that letter's going to change anybody's. Well, okay, guys, does anyone feel so much more compassionate towards them now that they've heard that letter? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like you look at them differently now. This will be interesting. Buckeye Mama says, just like his statement, he had to read off his phone. I know. Any parent who loves their child and misses them would be able to talk from the heart. Exactly. Why is it always the rehearsed? You know, everything, every little memory or story that he's asked about is always the repetitive same little spiel of, oh, she liked chips and candy. Oh, I don't know. And another thing I can't get out of my head is when he was on the behavioural panel and they asked him, what was the last thing Summer said to you? He said that it was that she was upset. And she said, but Daddy, I just want to sleep with you. Not you and Mum, just him. And I've never heard him say that before. I've heard him say that, but not as her last words. And that keeps sticking out in my brain as well. Like, that is just bizarre to me. I don't know. It's just, that letter changes nothing for me, I'm afraid. James says the only thing that's going to wake Don and Candace up is the police taking them to jail. I just, if they could separate them, don't they have 48 hours that they can hold them for proper interrogation? Who's reaching out, Lawton? Did I miss something while I was reading? Do you remember when Candace said that Summer's favourite song was My House? Yes, by Newbury. Take a listen to that song with the lyrics. I think you'll understand things a little better. My very, very, very first live. You feel differently now, Denise. And Iron Crime. Aussie True Crime still believe they both need a jail cell. Wow. Unfortunately, they've shown their true selves too many times online. I know. That's how I feel too. Yeah, it does make me feel ill too, guys. And no, Fairy Dust Diary says, and no, there's nothing they can say or do to make me feel sorry for them. Me either. Summer was always important to me. I just cannot hang humans until I am 99.9% sure they are guilty. Yeah. Well, I get what you're saying, Prayer Gardens of America. I do. But there are things that need to be addressed historically that are pretty clear, that is admitted to, that they can at least take action on now. I'm hoping very soon. And we all know what I'm talking about. So then at least there will be a separation, I'm hoping. I don't know, Savannah, maybe Prayer Garden can answer your question, Savannah. Like, we know they're not the best educated people on earth. People are on to you. Was that you in Benny's video of Don? Yes, Prayer Garden. I do want to ask you that. I was thinking about that last night. In the toilet video, and I'm not trying to be confrontational or horrible, it's just a question. If you're being respectful, we will be respectful. But in that video where Don does his little toilet visit and everything, was that you on the other device saying, Donald, you need to sit down? Can you answer that one for us? Because I don't know if Ziggy asked you and you answered or not. I listened to the My House song. No, that was Grandma. She is always on video chat with Candace. Oh. Well, that would make sense too. Because I thought it was either you or Michelle from We Can Bring You Hope. It actually did sound like you, though. And I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying, you know, the voices were similar. My feelings have not changed. No, I don't think it's going to change many outlooks on... Yeah, Lotus, I think Prayer Gardens was saying she was on a video chat with Candace. I don't know how, because Candace was not on the planet, clearly. But yeah, I don't know. Trust your instincts. Hi, gymnastics. This from Don is more him attempting to direct the narrative. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Like, he's trying to justify his late night YouTube love sessions with Cher. Because let's face it, there was definitely... Cher was playing him in a flirtatious type manner to keep him dangling. Let's keep it real what was going on there. She even has said so on numerous lives. Like, if he went to jail, he was asking her, will you please ring me, and all this sort of stuff. Like, God. But he's trying to gloss over all that and justify all them lives with Cher and Benny as grief. That is not grief, moron. He never admits. Mad Miss Hatter. I love that name still. That's so cool. I love names that have a little flow effect and become a little phrase. He never admits to not having anything to do with Summer's disappearance, even after he says in that statement, people are accusing them. Exactly. I am shocked with the behavioural panel, though. We haven't really talked about it with all this other stuff going on, and we haven't done a live about that episode, but I wasn't surprised, because remember when they analysed the Ainsley Daniels interview, and at the end of that they come up with they didn't think they were deceptive and that it was all normal body language going on their baselines. I honestly thought they would, like, they're not going to come on now and say the opposite to what they said after the media interview. So I expected the outcomes of what they said. And a lot of people I noticed in different chats were saying, you know, they spent more time discussing the baseline of how they come to their conclusions than on the actual analysis of Don. And I 100% agree with them on that as well. Yeah, Candace was passed out in the chair. Oh, I was so scared, along with all of you too, I bet. I thought she'd just passed away. It was Grandma. She was video chatting with Candace when Candace faked being messed up and cut. So she was faking that? Really? Well, she needs 5 Oscars then. No way she was faking how messed up she was, because Donald had the phone. not Candace. I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying my perception. I just thought it was funny how he used to get all dolled up towards the end. Had his hair all slicked back, nice clean shirt on, wandering around in the woods with his phone and light to talk to Mrs. Cher. Don likes to take advantage of good-hearted people. Yes, that's what these people do. And that's what I was starting off to say yesterday with Jodie Sue. I had her pegged 2 weeks ago. Seriously. But that part of my heart still felt for her if she really was in that situation. But, you know, you just got to be so careful. Buckeye Mama says, Prayer Garden, what about those voice clips you played on Ziggy's of Don? Those clips was from when he was on Shares talking. Yes, talk to you. That's another thing, guys. If he would accept or even be honest about Candace's or Grandis's or both of their involvement, but he defends Candace to the hilt. That's why they need to be separated. Damn, is Don the A prize catch at Beach Creek? I know, Gail. I can't get over the amount of women that were clearly fighting over this guy. Thank you so much, Tasha Ryder. I need them. I hope you're okay, Pippi. Prayer Garden was played other than giving two parents of a missing child the benefit of the doubt. So you're not talking to them at all anymore, Prayer Garden? Like nil contact, or are you still sort of talking to them on the phone and stuff? If you don't mind me asking. If I commit a crime, Tiny Dancer says, if I commit a crime, I would like the behaviour panel to analyse me. Oh, that's funny. Pippi, you're very welcome. Oh, Tasha, that's lovely supporting Pippi. Oh, no. I feel so bad for you. They also thought Brian was the one being DV. I don't follow them anymore. Oh, is that on Gabby's? Oh, can you believe that come out this morning? There were welfare checks done and they would have taken her in if she was near death and they didn't. Yeah. Even Nita from Nita's World, she said a couple of days later she was one of them that rang for a welfare check on Candace that night. She was acting. Wow. I don't know how she's good, honestly. If she was just drunk and the rest of it was acting, wow. Yeah, Iron Crime. I seen a couple of photos. I was actually trying to screenshot after I watched it, and there was a couple of pics that I screenshotted where it did look like a cut, but it wasn't. Who knew Candace went to acting school and got first class honours? I know, she could star in her own movie. And on the phone with his girlfriend. Oh, it's going to be a Netflix series for sure. Everyone's seen I know, poor Mary. But yeah, the way they play people, you know, if you look at the scenarios of the way they've played Mary, and like they've even made Cher look like a fool with the Dr. Phil thing. They're really big on payback, aren't they? You know, like, you've done this to us and now we're gonna show you up virtually. We're going to get back at you somehow. And that's the same with Jodie Sue. They all have to retaliate after they've been caught out and make some sort of backlash happen. So the disrespect and retaliation from Jodie Sue when hundreds, and I mean hundreds of people were, if they weren't donating, they were trying to give emotional support through the lives and things like that, and to turn around and just backstab. But that's what they're good at, because that's how they live on a day-to-day basis with people in their social circles of drugs and abuse and everything else that goes on. That's part of their daily agenda. That's how they live. And for people who don't live that way, we can't understand it, because we don't want drama and we don't have to retaliate to defend our lies, but that's what they do. Yeah, it will be hard for them to have a relationship. I've been thinking about that lately, like if Don and Candace, just say they do get arrested, they're both put in jail. Thanks, Miss Justice, for putting my email in there. That's awesome. Like, surely they wouldn't be allowed to write letters to each other. Does anyone know this? Because I have no clue. Like with Laurie Vallow and Chad, would they be allowed to communicate in any way? I was going to Google it last night and I forgot all about it. Like, if they ever have to take my devices in for forensic examination, I will be locked up for the rest of my life on my Google searches. Oh, Griffey's still here too. Idiots are up in morons. Absolutely, Griffey. Prayer Garden. Oh, hi, Mountain Nanny. Prayer Garden, you said you talked to Don while he was at work for most of the day. What did you talk about? That's a fair question. That's a nice question. Prayer Garden, if you're still in here. Mountain Nanny, it's on the screen if you want to answer her. Remember the phone call to the sister-in-law? Yeah, it was so bad. But yeah, it was so believable, wasn't it? Only love can change this evil world. Absolutely, that's my motto. Just love each other and do good things. Hell, they made a whole little human disappear. And guys, I still believe it was Candace and Grandis and Don's hidden her somewhere. I've thought that from the very first interview. And this morning, while I was folding washing, I was listening to, I can't remember now who I was listening to, but the thought come into my brain about, think of, okay, Prayer Garden, think of Jenna, think of the shares, everybody who has interacted with them either virtually or in person, all come to the same conclusion. Even the people that were backing them, as in Mr. and Mrs. Share, everyone says the same thing, is that they know something, that they know over and over and over. Everybody that's interacted with them has said they know. Like, you would be skeptical to a degree if it was half and half, maybe. But the consensus of people all say the same thing. They know. And that's very, very telling in itself. Yes, gymnastics it was. I agree. I had my say about that yesterday. She knows from me exactly how I feel about it. And I'm glad I didn't send her a quilt. But I've got 5 up to the next stage, guys. So hopefully by next Monday I'll have 5 in the post. I'm going to quilt the 3 layers together on the weekend, and I've already started the next 5. I'm waiting for obsidian. You know, ethereal obsidian. She's making. That's really bad. I don't know if he or she is a he or a she, because I've only talked to them in chat, but they're making some more art for the centres, so that's really exciting. Prayer Garden says, I did talk to Donald a lot while he was at work, talked to Candace a lot also off and on, but only talking I've been doing lately is saying, stop calling my phone. So they're still trying to call you and communicate with you, even though you don't want to. No, I don't believe he did either. Lawton and Prayer Gardens of America said they don't write any of their stuff. It's probably Michelle from We Can Bring You Hope. I think they hid her so CPS wouldn't take her. Don's always says he loves her so much and she is his life, but never says that about the boys. I know. And it's not because of the gag order either, is it? It's very biased. Lady Liberty, welcome. I don't know, but I don't think they're ever going to come clean. I was looking at some of the inconsistencies in Summer's photos, and I don't know. I think it's a lot worse than anyone can imagine. I know. And I try not to think about Mary's theory, because that is just, yeah. I nearly fell off the chair that day when she said that, because I honestly, because I don't understand the whole trafficking thing, it really made me feel sick. Like yeah, it's just a whole different level, isn't it? Buckeye Mama says, Prayer Garden, if you don't want to talk to him, then why don't you just block him? Yeah, just block him. Prayer Garden, that's one way to get rid of the calls. Yes, humans with a child truly kidnapped do not act like Donald and Candace Wells. No. Well, the parents of little missing Cleo in Western Australia, I'm not sure if they're still at the campsite. I don't think they are, but they have stayed at that campsite waiting for their daughter to come back. I know they were there for at least 7 days, but we're now into the 10th day, and I think they've gone to stay with someone. But they have had another plea. I'm just going to have a quick look, guys, and see if it's up here. It should be. But they've eliminated their theory of there being that they were stalked at their house for little Cleo. Mary Don's stepsister has her own cooking channel. You can't hear her worth a toot, but she made homemade Kahlua. I love Kahlua. Oh, wow. I'll have to go and have a look. Do you know the name of the channel, Pippi? If Prayer Garden Lotus Flower says, Prayer Garden of America, if you're all about summer, as you say, why did you stick around? Why engage with them knowing about all of the abuse? I want to know 100% whether that kitten story was reported, because he can be locked up for a very, very long time for trying to kill a kitten by fire. That is animal torture. Like, why is he still walking the streets? It's disgusting. Yeah, that was a moment when I heard them say that on Ziggy's. I just was like, you're kidding me. I would have said the F word, only I was at the gym and there was heaps and heaps of kids lying around, and I was. James says, Don and Candace Wells have been harassing PG and even sent Jenna to attack her on Ziggy's Live. And when that did not work, they sent 2 more, Lynn and Donna Kay. Yeah, I lost track of who all went up there. I couldn't keep up. And I'm being totally honest. I remember the Jenna lady, but I don't know the other ones. Oh, it's just Mary Hartman. Awesome. We'll have to go over there and have a look, guys. Go over and subscribe and show Mary some love. Yeah, okay, Punky, thank you. Oh, that was interesting. I had someone in our chat that comes from around the Carnarvon area on the weekend, and she went and talked to some of the locals on what they thought was going on. And one lady told her that there was a old creepy guy hanging around watching kids swim, and the mothers got their kids out. It was some sort of rock pond that is at the blowholes. And yeah, this old creepy guy was hanging around just watching the kids swimming, and the mums didn't like it, so they got their kids and left this rock pond. And I asked her whether that was this Friday or the Saturday, because Cleo and her family didn't arrive until Friday night. So she said she was going to find out and get back to me, but she hasn't as yet. So that'll be interesting. She also said that there were a few station owners from around that area that had 100 horses and riders ready to go looking in the search. And law enforcement told them not to worry about it because they had their own coming, and they showed up with 4. So the station holders were a little bit annoyed that there was only 4 horses turn up when there could have been 100 riders out there looking at the same time, sort of thing. So that was interesting as well. Police have seized footage from the CCTV that has footage of the possible car. Oh, really? I did try and do a little search, but it just come up with that. Hang on. Sky News. Hang on, I found it. I found the little interview. All these buttons you got to press. We'll just have a quick look. Oh, why does it say that all the time? I did it on my phone the other day too. It wouldn't play, said it wasn't supported. I don't think it's going to play, guys. I'll try and go back. Maybe if I don't stop it, it'll play properly. But I doubt it. Play and stop being silly.
West Australian Police say CCTV and dashcam footage could hold the key to finding missing 4-year-old Cleo Smith. She was last seen a week ago while camping with her family in WA's northwest, and investigators say it's likely she was abducted. Holly Edwards has more.
Following the WA government announcing a $1 million reward for information relating to Cleo's disappearance, police are asking for public assistance in collecting footage which may assist their investigation. Cleo Smith was last seen at around 1:30 on Saturday morning at the Blowholes campground north of Carnarvon. By 6 a.m, Cleo and her sleeping bag were gone. Authorities revealed that the tent was left open at a height too high for the 4-year-old to have reached. This, coupled with the extensive air, land and sea search coming up empty, has led authorities to shift the focus of their investigation.
The fact that the search has gone on for this period of time, when we haven't been able to locate her, we would imagine that we would locate her given the amount of resources and the detailed search that's taken place. That leads us to believe that she was taken from the tent.
A dedicated task force has been set up consisting of 100 personnel, including police officers, detectives and forensic analysts. They're looking at a radius within 1,000 kilometres of the Blowholes campgrounds and are asking for anyone with dash cam or CCTV footage to come forward. They're particularly interested in the time period between 6 p.m. Friday the 15th of October and 6 p.m. Sunday the 17th of October. And they're looking at places like motel check-ins, petrol stations, fast food outlets and children's clothing stores. WA Police have been in contact with jurisdictions across the country and are asking anyone with any information to contact Crime Stoppers immediately.
There we go. That scared the absolute crap out of me when it started playing, because I didn't think it was going to play. Hi, Lip Lock, no more. You're fine. I'm glad you come in to say hi to us. You don't need a late note here. You sound a lot happier. Oh, Griffey. I love hearing the joy in your voice, even when talking about 2 clowns on Benhill Road. Well, like getting on here, being angry and yelling and screaming really isn't going to benefit anybody. And I don't think you guys would enjoy it either. So, yeah, we're back to our normal show, people. He could be locked up for several things, so could Candace. Lock them up and they will talk. I agree. Like, I honestly think that's what's got to happen. Once they're separated, they're both going to crumble, because that's why they've united so closely again lately, in my opinion, is because they know what each other know. So, yeah, Don's all of it. Like, in all them initial interviews with every Tom, Dick and Harry, he never respected Candace, ever. He would whinge that he'd have to look after her when she was intoxicated, and that wasn't fair for him, and all that sort of stuff. Like, he wasn't supportive of his wife, who was, now he's trying to say, was grieving. Like, they're partying on that bloody hill every night, but trying, it's too late, in my opinion, to now act all mature and honest and try and justify your past behaviour. It's too late for it. It's a done deal. Also, Jenna admitted that she was sent by Candace to silence Prayer Garden, and that was because she was telling us the truth, and Don and Candace could not handle the truth. Trust and believe that. Oh, look, the games and the manipulation from... Are you kidding me? Oh my God. This is a neighbour. I'm going to try and shut the door, guys. Holy moly. Do these people not work? Hey Sharon, can you play the link I sent you on Facebook Messenger of when I was on Ziggy talking to Prayer Garden? It talks about her proof. I sure can. Oh my God, I'm going to scream. They are trimming a bush outside my window. I can't believe this. Go away, people. I'll see if I can get it up on here. This is crazy. I'm just trying to get it up here, Mr. Stairs. I hate Facebook, guys. It is ridiculous now. Oh dear Lord. Now I can't even find messages. It's funny, isn't it? You use your phone over and over and over, and you can just run straight in there and get what you've got to get. But you do it on here, like you do it on a desktop. Here we go. I've got it. Channel. And I'll share the screen. I never did get to watch this bit. I'm going to mute this, guys, so you guys can hear this without the noise.
They just got to go through channels and do stuff, you know, and get stuff together, and it just takes time. So
sure. Well, I also wanted to tell you, if you go see Dr. Phil, if that happens, I want you to know that you got a whole army of people behind you supporting you. So don't feel intimidated. Get out there and be strong.
Is that gonna be Jeannie too?
No. They just asked if I wanted to go on. So, yeah, it's probably just going to be me. Maybe Trish. I don't know. I was going to ask him if Trish could go with me because they might want to interview her too. So, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know a lot yet. I just heard that they wanted me to go on his panel, but I'm just waiting for their phone call. So.
Is that gonna be the same? I'm sorry, this doesn't count as your time, Diane. When I'm asking her stuff, sorry. Is that gonna be the same episode as Dawn's? Is it gonna be kind of like a spin? You don't know? Okay, she's saying she doesn't know. Okay, she doesn't know about that. All right, go ahead, Diane. Sorry.
Okay, for Prayer Garden, I was thinking about what questions would I want to ask you, and I'm thinking if I was in Don's ear, if I got to ask him 2 questions, what would I ask him? So the first one is, when he got asked, I think it was Chris McDonough asked him, one of them asked him, what would you want to happen to the person that abducted Summer? And his answer was, oh, I don't know. I don't think I'd want to send them to prison because that's just awful. And I guess I'd leave it to God and all that kind of stuff. Well, my question to Dawn would be, what the hell? So what did you talk to him about that when he answered that?
I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, I talked to Donald, and I didn't just talk to him. I jumped his ass. I jumped him. I said, what are you doing? I mean, I know that Donald was put in a delicate situation because, he was put in a delicate situation when Chris asked him that particular question. And, I mean, if somebody really did have your daughter, they really did have your kid, well, you're not going to say, I want the mother freaker hung or whatever. You're not going to try to piss them off. I mean, if someone really did have your kid, but Donald wasn't answering it in that way. He was answering it more in the way of, well, I really know who it is, and I can't say, and if they get busted, I don't want to make them, if they do get a real stiff penalty, I don't want them blaming it on me, coming back on me saying, basically, you don't want Candace coming back on him saying, in my opinion, you don't want Candace coming back on him saying, well, you're the one that said, throw the book at him, this and this, because now that's what they're going to do to you, to her. And he didn't want to, if she gets busted, which he don't know, if I think personally, I think the police already know. They already know. It's just a matter of putting the paperwork together and the rest of their evidence, and they're going up there to make an arrest. But
yeah, well, that's the next question I want to ask you too. I would ask Dawn this. If it was me in your situation, I would have said, Dawn, do you know anybody in law enforcement? Are you friends with anybody in law enforcement? Are you related to people in law enforcement? Who do you have there that it can help you? Because I would want to know what he would say to that.
I'm going to be honest with you. Nobody. He ain't got nobody in law enforcement. And let me tell you why. He thought it was so funny, everybody calling Uncle, his Uncle Ronnie Larson, or cousin Ronnie Larson. He was even trying to figure out how old Ronnie Larson is so he could figure out if he's going to be his uncle or his cousin. He thought he was too young to be his uncle. But anyhow, he thought that was real funny that you could say he's in jail and so forth. And the thing that him and Candace are like a couple kids, and all they're doing is up there playing. And if your kid was really kidnapped, you would not be acting like that. You would not.
Well,
What
that's
I'm
true.
trying to say is, you know, Benny can hate me and he can threaten me and everything, but you know, Benny knows that no parents are going to be doing what Donald and Candace are doing. Man, this ain't a game. And I was in there and I was listening to them, and you know, this is not the action you have when you got a kidnapped child. I am sorry, I'm getting angry, but no, you don't act like this. And this is how they're acting, because you know what? They're just stupid. They know where that kid is. They know what happened to it. They've accepted it, and fuck everybody out there. You know, as they feel it's their kid. F all of us, and they're going to get away with it. They owe us nothing, and this is not going to ever be found. And for the people out there protecting them, you're going to have to face God one day. You're going to have to face God. And you knew in your heart you shouldn't have been doing what you're doing, but you did. You know, I don't know if it was for the fame or for what, or, you know, but whatever reason it was, you're going to answer to that. You got information, you see something, know something, say something. Please. You know, that little girl deserves to be put to rest. You know, she deserves to be, this little girl needs, you know, she deserves a grave, and she deserves roses planted upon it, the roses that she loved. She liked to go out and sit by. You know, she deserves everybody, you know, and even God to know where she's at. I mean, I know God knows where she's at, but I'm saying she should be laid out to rest. Every person deserves that. You know, every person deserves to be laid to rest, not stuck in a wall or some cave, or, you know, one of them sewer tanks or whatever those people have up in those places. You know, and so a lot of times there's those tanks buried on the property somewhere. You might not know about it because they've got a new one someplace, but there's an old one and people don't know about it. And that property should have been checked for, you know, gone over to find if there's any of those extra tanks up there that they need to search in. But, you know, but the stench coming from that wall, and I'm getting attacked now after telling about the drywall and the stinking mud, and then I'm getting called a liar. I'm going to tell you something. I'm not a liar. I'm telling, God knows my heart, and God knows I'm telling you guys the truth, but God's honest truth. And now Donald's denying. He knows that his coworker came in there and said that, and he knows he tried to convince them that it was that getting all the rest of the house done while they're in bed sleeping. These are your children. You are their protector. You are their, you know, you are the one that's supposed to be taking care of them. They don't need to be taking care of you. You got to take care of them. And, you know, and you got to do without a lot of things in life to give to your children, but you don't care because that's how much you love them. You would, you know, you would die for your child. You know what I'm saying? If it came down to you or them, you'd go out of this world in a heartbeat because you love your child that much. You feel they still got a life to live. You've lived. And, you know, so this is a normal parent and a normal parent's love for a child. No, she tells me she's got a 6-month plan. Don't worry about it. I can dope it up and do all of these things, you know. And I don't know how long, but I hope, you know, somebody did get a hold of CPS and tell them to go drug drops today, because we know last night they were definitely doing something the way they were playing their little game like they did with Mary, and, you know, and other times like Donald did last night, you know, on the phone with us. And that's just them and who they are. People like that shouldn't have no kids. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't have no kids when you're that ignorant, you know, an add-on educated, and you can't be a normal, upstanding adult. You can't take care of yourself. Then how are you going to take care of anyone else?
Yeah. I just didn't know if she was like worried about, see, she's not even worried about where they are or who they're with or anything like that. Like,
well, I'm going to tell you something.
I'd be freaking out if my kids weren't.
I'm sure she, you know, I'm sure she knows I'm sure she knows where they're at, but does she care? You know, yeah, you're right. You're right. The normal parent, you couldn't leave your kids there for 5 minutes. You want them in your home, in their beds. You're going to fight like hell. You're going to be, I sold every piece of junk up on that freaking hill, every piece of that scrap metal, every piece of that junk to pay for lawyers because you need to get your kids back. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
you go sell, I'd be honest with you, you would sell your blood to get your children back. I mean, it doesn't matter. These are your kids. And no, I don't need to worry because they got a 6-month plan. And also, I got a little piece of recording that says, don't worry, she's okay.
Wow, I can't wait to hear that one. If you're going to show, I don't know if you're going to share that or not, but.
Oh, I am.
And
I am.
does Candace have like any?
Does Candace have what, Miss Skylar?
Like any friends? Do you think she like female friends like that you think she may have confided in or any like?
She had Allie. Let me tell you something about Candace. She had Allie as a friend, but Allie ends up leaving because Candace is there with Jose. Candace needed Jose's attention, and so bad that she was willing to lose her good friend over it. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is, you know, in order to have a friend, you got to know how to be a friend. You got to know how to be a friend. And Candace don't know how to be a friend. So, you know, she loses all her friends. She had little Jody Sue over there, pretty little Jody Sue over there being her friend. She had Allie being her friend. She had Allie's mom being her friend. But, you know, they find out soon that Candace don't know how to be a friend.
Yeah.
So, you know, she ends up with no friends. And she's got a ton of women up there right now. Like that Dale woman that's up there helping her clean and do the work. And you know, her and Donald, you know, they were glad to get rid of that woman, send her out of there because, you know, they get snooping around their house.
They couldn't get fucked up while she was there, probably.
Well, they couldn't get as fucked up they liked, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, now they're up there. No, she was back up there, and they called me on the phone, man. This sounded like they was just having one big ass party. And a couple other ones are up there with them, you know. They're up there enjoying life right now, having cookouts and partying it down. I'm sure sucking on the liquor and, you know, whatever. That's them. And it's just the kind of behavior that, you know, people should have when their children are gone. No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull up Miss Justice. Thank you so much. Have a good night at work.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Bye.
People were saying they liked your makeup and you look pretty. So
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Have a good night, y'all.
You too. Okay, so we have Mrs. Justice. So, thank you so much for waiting so patiently. Aussie Trisha, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. What's up, Miss Justice?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh,
we can hear you.
Hi, Ziggy. Thanks for doing everything you do. I just wanted to say, first of all, to Mary, that I so admire her strength and perseverance and her humor. So yeah. And the main question I have is not really for Prayer Garden. It's either for you or anyone in the chat that is a lawyer or law enforcement, that why haven't Don and Candace been brought in for interrogation like other suspects are? I don't understand that.
Do you know about that?
They call Candace in. They called her into the police station. She goes in there, pretty much shuts down, tells them kiss her ass. She leaves, cusses them, and everything else. You know, she's got one story she's sticking with, and that's just the way it is. You know, even though she don't care what they know, she don't care what witnesses they have, she don't care what they know. She thinks what she says is, you know, word. And as long as they can't catch her up in that solid line of bull crap that she's given them, they really can't do nothing about it. This is how her mind thinks. Well, she don't know the law very well. She don't know the law very well because, see, they don't give a damn what you're saying. They care what them witnesses are saying and how stable those witnesses are, And if those witnesses are like, the school teachers and the good people that have solid backgrounds, then she's pretty much going to prison anyway. So,
Okay.
she
they-
should have helped her have one.
There are multiple things that they could be brought in on. For example, Dawn, I'm sure, has probation conditions that include not getting intoxicated, not doing drugs, not having a weapon, which I understand that was, kind of muddied there. But, and bring them in, charge them with something. And they've got to have the phone records back and tie in their story, which doesn't match up, and then push them more. I have seen many, many suspects brought in for less than that.
I understood when Hunter's phone when Hunter did not get his phone back. Donald and Candace and Grandis all got their phones. Hunter didn't. And I knew the second that they kept Hunter's phone, look, it's either Hunter and Allie's and their family. There's something critical there. Because, see, when they take your phone like that, they put it into what they call evidence. And when I knew when they didn't get the phone back, the police had to be looking in one or two places. They had to be either looking at Hunter and Allie's family, or they had to be looking at Candace and Donald's. I knew that right off.
Yeah.
And I ruled Hunter and them out. So that phone has something on it and evidence that is going to go against Candace, not Hunter and them. But it's going to stay there until the police have everything else they need to bring this down on them.
Well, the super
and Donald run and get immunity. Run and get immunity.
But they
it's coming.
That Subaru. I don't understand that either. They must have things lined right up.
What about the Subaru?
Well, they can track that. There's some kind of like GPS thing or something in there in a newer vehicle.
Well, yeah, you're talking about the tracking device, but you can turn that off. But in your vehicle, you can actually turn that off if you want to. You don't have to have it on. You got control over that.
Okay.
But also, Donald, he got that car to keep Candace from felon charges. I mean, that was, a bribery to her. But he still felt it's his money paying for it, and that's really his vehicle. That's why he goes in it and taking it anywhere he wants to, because he feels that it's his anyway.
Well, where did he
don't even see it as hers?
Where did he get the money to pay it out when he said he had a $600 car payment? In a month.
Donald works. He works. I mean, I gotta say one thing, for Donald, and it's sad because, Donald will work. He will go to work. He will, he does work and he does make his money. And
but that's thousands of dollars. Like, what was it, 35,000 or something?
Yeah, it wasn't a very smart move to get that vehicle, but
anyway, just things that make me go,
right.
So the last thing that I wanted to ask you, Prayer Garden, is when you say that you will tell things, another night and so on, I'm just really curious why you say that. Why can't you?
Because I can't fit it all into one sitting with Ziggy. We planned on pulling the people up tonight and doing exactly what we're doing right now to answer your guys' questions, to kind of give everybody in the chat a chance to come up and actually, be heard and get what they're wanting to hear and so forth. So basically, this is what we're doing right now. And I can't veer off onto all of these other things. I do want to let you guys know, a heads up that it's coming, so you'll be here, to hear it and see it and so forth. You see what I'm saying? I
Oh,
don't want to spring it on Thursday and nobody even knew about it. I'm just trying to be courteous and kind to all of Ziggy's viewers. And
oh,
that's why I'm
I
giving
mean,
you a
maybe,
heads up.
yeah. I mean,
okay.
maybe we can do it tomorrow. I don't know, instead of the
I
question and
mean,
answer. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll
yeah,
see.
I mean, it's up to you guys, but I don't want to lie to Ziggy's viewers. I said we come up 2 days and we would. I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people when I say something, I really like to carry it out so I don't feel guilty, or if like I
Yeah,
lied
I'm the
or
same way. I
anything,
am.
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, I understand. I appreciate that.
All right. Well, thank you, Miss Justice, so much for coming up and waiting and being so patient.
No problem. Okay.
All right.
bye.
Have a nice evening.
She didn't want to lie to Ziggy's. I'm sorry, Prayer Garden, if you're still here, but I've just got to say it, girl. You just said it. You didn't want to lie to Ziggy's viewers. Come on now, girlfriend. We need the receipts. You need to play the audio you promised because you don't lie to Ziggy's viewers. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be a bitch, but they were just your words. You're not here now? When I stopped it for that little minute back there, I forgot I'd muted because of the noise, and I was trying to show you on the screen where Prayer Garden said you can turn off the GPS in the vehicle. I was in the chat. I forgot I was even in there at that minute, Miss Justice, and I was like, no, you can't. You can't turn the GPS off. And that's evident from the Suzanne Morphew case because they can tell with new vehicles exactly every movement of that car down to which doors are open at what time and everything else. It's not just something. You might be able to turn your navigator off, absolutely, but you can't get into the computerized system of that vehicle and turn it off. That's what I was arcing up about there. And look where it stopped. Gabby B is saying hi to me. What a coincidence. That's really sweet. And hi, Trixie Star. I seen you come in. Thank you for coming in and saying hi, showing some love. That's what we're talking about over here. So now we should have known since she's been in the chat. Yes. Yeah, she really does. It's really weird giving my opinion when she's been sitting in the chat, but I'm owning what I say and I'm not being horrible to her. I'm just saying her words, Prayer Garden's words of one thing that stuck out to me with them hours and hours and hours of Prayer Garden being on Ziggy's lives is the fact that with certain questions, she would always lead with, I'll be honest with you. Or before she said a statement, she would say, I'm not lying to you when I say this, different things like that. And if you've watched any of, not so much a behavioral channel, but the other analysis guys with verbal communication, usually when you're trying to make people believe what you've got to say, they will lead with them statements. So there's that. PG keeps talking and talking around the world and never answers the questions. I know, it's frustrating. You know, she played it up for what, 3 nights? 3 sessions of 6+ hours. And as Miss Justice said, you know, why can't you show them now? And there was always a reason for why she couldn't come clean with her receipts. So, yeah, she was punky. I don't know if she's still here or not, but I'm not attacking her in any way, shape or form. I'm just asking questions. And, you know, she was blocked in here for a long time, but I did unblock her, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or something. And, you know, if she's been respectful in here and just answering, that's fine with me. But if, as in anybody comes in attacking any of the chat or myself, our mods will see them out. It's just easy, guys. We don't have to. I will show you all the respect if I'm shown it back. That's just the way I roll. But yeah, you did a great job, Miss Justice. I'm proud of you. Yeah, Mallory. Yeah, if you took notes while you were making it, I might do that just for one of the lives of the 6 hours. I might take notes on questions and how they were answered and put it into a spreadsheet. See if we can get any sense out of it that way. But yeah, most of it's circle talk. And then with the added characters that were just trying to conflict, and it was just messy. Yeah, very smug. I will agree with you there, and Madston. And very, very Prayer Garden, why did you get so defensive when Ziggy asked you about that, about why you wouldn't and didn't play the recordings you promised? I'm not attacking you in any way. I'm just asking you a question, because I think that's why people were getting so angry. And for Ziggy to get animated, you know, I could understand why she was a bit upset that you promised to come through with these things and it didn't happen. So it sort of made her look bad as well. The right tool, you are a dealership tool. Very few people have access to that tool. Yeah. And my son's, one of his best mates, I asked him, because he's a mechanic of all new, you know, all vehicles, and he does all the servicing for our cars. So I asked him outright that question. And he said, like your navigator and all that sort of thing, yes, you can, but not for the computerized thing. You've got to have a special process of doing that. So not anyone can just go in and turn it off. Ziggy did not want PG releasing information until she ran it. I don't know, James. I thought Ziggy was all for her coming up and showing the receipts of, you know, if that was the case, then surely Ziggy asked her them questions prior to the 2 previous nights of having her up there. Oh, hi, Mum for Life. Mum for Life is asking Prayer Gardens, did you attend the vigil at Warriors Pass? I meant the right tool you can, but it's a dealership tool, hard to get. Yeah, exactly, Shannon. We've got a few questions here for Prayer Garden. Buckeye Mama also asks, you said every time you was on Ziggy's, you was going to get a hold of TBI the next day. And when the next day came, you said, no, I haven't gotten a hold of them yet. Yeah. I did hear that bit too. Yeah, exactly, Renee. I was trying to, there was a case, a documentary I was watching, I don't know, about 6 weeks ago, and there's so many things with your phone being tracked that you really don't realize. People think with their phone, if they just go into the settings and location services and turn it off there, that your phone is no longer being tracked. That's sort of an overall of what people, like the ordinary person that's not into true crime or anything, thinks. But in fact, every app that is on your phone that uses your location is still tracking every movement. So like Google tracks your every move, whether you've got location services on or not. It's just, it's always there. And they've solved a lot of cases lately with that as well here in Australia. Let me tell you something. Is that Cherie? That name looks so French. Moreau. Moreau? Is that how you say that? I'm hopeless trying to pronounce people's names. I'm so sorry. You can tell us something, Cherie. I just said that out loud. Looks like Prayer Gardens of America is needing attention and looking to be on any YouTube channels. I know, it's, but anyway. 7 and 8 hours, I'm still exhausted. I wasn't that tired when I worked 8 hours. I know, tiny dancer. Like I would have my earbuds in and just be listening the whole time, but oh, here's Gabby B. I was just showing one of the messages where you said hi to me on Ziggy's chat. You missed it. If you scroll back a little bit, you'll see it. I love her profile picture. The wolf. What is strange is Prayer Gardens has only been on one channel and Janet is right now on Tiffany Marie's. Oh, seriously? I didn't even know Tiffany was on. Oh, she was earlier when I first come on. This is a very nice channel. Oh, thank you, A Stitch in Crime. I see you in lots of chats too. Thank you for saying that and coming in here. Because Jenna tells the truth and PG doesn't. Oh, dear Lord. Father God, Lord. Remember that? I'll never, ever forget this as long as I live, Father God, Lord. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Lord, but Timmy's chanting in my brain has been engraved for the rest of my life. Mountain Nanny. Priscilla D calls me Nana. Nana Sharon. It's really sweet. She brought it on herself. She said she was showing proof. She had said she had talked to TBI before she said she was showing proof. Yeah, I remember her saying she definitely had the recordings and everything. And I was a bit bummed too because I was really looking forward to it. Oh, here we go. Prayer Garden says, James, that is true. Once you give it to them, you cannot share it with anyone else now. I warned Ziggy about that and just wanted to share it first. Ziggy said, no, share it with law enforcement first. Okay. I still don't get it, because if you're going to have 2 days of leading, or 3 lives leading up to that point, everything else seems irrelevant to me. I would have preferred for that to be settled prior to getting to that point, if you get what I mean. Prayer gardens. See, when you try to have your own opinion, you get attacked for it and call someone you are not. Yeah, well, Jenna doesn't even live in the state, does she? I was quite shocked that Candace was actually talking to people online as much as she was, like strangers, forming friendships. With everything that was going on online with YouTube and the shares and everything else, I was actually quite shocked that she had formed this relationship with Jenna and so on, because I thought she would have clammed right up with talking to people online. What have I missed? I have been out shopping and missed a lot, it seems. Hope you able to have a chance to relax after yesterday. Yeah, I was good. Rattled but good. I'd still wanted to really, really embrace and enjoy the billboard going up, because that was amazing. And yeah, big shout outs to everyone involved in the billboard, because that's what we're all here for, guys, at the end of the day. And I tried to get on Mystery Angels in the middle of hubby installing the Ring doorbell that kept going off on my phone and cutting out my mic, but I was on there for a little bit, so that was good. I got to talk with Chip and Griff, and hi Justice Seeker, Peggy Smith. We've still got new people coming in. Here's MCOS. Oh, that's good. I always get nervous when I see a name. I think, oh, how do I say it? And I don't want to offend anyone. Don and Candace has 2 phones each. Yeah, I've heard that even way back. They said that. I don't know, Buckside. Surely TBI would know what phones were on that hill just by doing a ping search of what phones are there, because they can pick up what numbers are on in what location. They don't necessarily have to have the phone to find that out. They have burners and more than likely switch SIM cards often. You know what I thought was hilarious? You know when Chris McDonough was interviewing H and Ali and them, and H was trying to explain that Grandis was sitting in the car putting the minutes on the phone, and Chris didn't understand, and he was like, what? She was turning her phone on, and he's like, for someone that's never had to buy a phone, like a burner phone, and set one up, and I wouldn't imagine Chris would have heaps of burner phones. I just thought that was really funny that H is trying to explain to him that you have to buy prepaid minutes to, put back on your phone. I know it's trivial, but I thought it was amusing at the time. Silencing someone and not allowing someone to continuously avoid questions, interrupt, cuss other panel members out is very different. Yeah, it is, Mallory. Yeah, Gabby B, your question. We've had a lovely time today, actually. A really pleasant, constructive, productive time, and it's lovely. Yeah, that was on Saturday, my time, Southern Mama. She left Ziggy's and then tried to get up on Doug's panel, but she wouldn't show her face, so Doug wouldn't let her up. If you have evidence about you here and somebody saying something at his job site, that there was something that smelled really, really bad, how come that was not turned in? That could be evidence. Yeah, see, I come in after that. I didn't hear all of that, but my husband is a drywaller, and I asked him, and he said it wouldn't matter if you put 1 sheet or 6 sheets, the odour would still be very prevalent. You know yourself, guys, even if you've got a dead mouse in the wall, the smell is right there. You can't get rid of it. And yeah, if something did smell bad, why wasn't law enforcement contacted immediately? But I didn't watch any of that bit. I must have come in well after that, I think, because I missed most of the drywall stuff. I was in that live the whole time, and I heard everything that went on. And as soon as Ziggy asked her to share her proof, she had problems with her computer and left. Yeah, I was in there then too. I'm just done with drama. Oh, I love that name too. Yeah, we don't need it, guys. Life is too stressful. And so are these cases. Like, we get so emotional, and that's half the problem. And that's why it's so dramatic, is because we feel like helpless because nothing is happening. And this happened as well in Orrin and Orson Welles' case. When it went quiet, that's when everything flared up with all the creators. And it turned into the biggest shit show. But I can guarantee you, this is worse than what it was over there for that. So much worse, because it's become personal. And not that it wasn't with Orrin and Orson West, but I can't explain it. This is like long-term friendships that I've seen disintegrate, and it hurts my heart. But let's just hope everyone can come together again after. You know, what would happen? Let's just say this. Just say Summer was left somewhere. She's safe and well, and the case is done and dusted. They got whoever it was and they're arrested, and it's done. What's going to happen then with the creators? Are they still going to not like each other? And, you know, just makes you stop and think a little bit, doesn't it? Are they going to come together and rejoice that she's fine and share the moment? I think of all this stuff all the time. My brain never, ever stops. I just came over here to listen to whatever's going on, not to get anyone upset. That's okay. You're fine. You can stay in here. You're being respectful to us, and that's all we ask. Prayer Gardens. Justice Seeker, what have you missed? Oh, not much. Miss Justice went on Ziggy's panel the other day, and she wanted to share the questions that she was asked on Ziggy's panel, and asked if we'd play it. And I said, absolutely. We've gone over the updates with little Cleo and missing in Western Australia, and we've been talking a lot about Donald's letter to the Family Wells YouTube account. Why is it on YouTube Kids though? I still find that odd. Why isn't it on normal YouTube? The billboard does look awesome, Gabby. I had tears pouring down my face, but I went to the bathroom so hubby couldn't see me because he already thinks I'm bipolar with this case. So, and I didn't tell him one word of what went down in the live, because he would have said, yeah, that's enough. You're not doing that anymore. Like, come on. Not demanding, but he'd be trying to protect me and say, I don't need that shit in my life. Like, I can just hear what he would say. So I just didn't tell him. He doesn't need to know everything. Yeah. Good night, Prayer Gardens. Thanks for answering the questions that you answered for everyone in the chat, though. Lady Liberty, yes, I remember and agree, says Buckeye Mama. You got to have a giggle every now and again, Tiny Dancer. You really do. But I said this last week, and I felt like something was going to happen. And no, I'm not talking about yesterday's live. I really, and I still have that feeling like something's going on that we don't know about, but it's getting close. And I hope it's not just wishful thinking either, guys. I always have said you should respect other people's opinions. Yeah, I think you've been respectful, James. Or have I? I haven't missed anything, have I? We gave Sharon thank you kids in chat. Aww, gymnastics, that's beautiful. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. See, this is what it's normally like in here. We don't normally have drama. And that's why I was so shocked yesterday, because like I thought if Jodie Sue come in, I might have got a bit animated, but I wasn't prepared for the rest of it. I really had no clue what was going on, to be honest. Like I did, but I was just trying to watch chat, trying to stop yelling, and yeah, crazy. Oh, see, you guys, yous are all just beautiful. Iron Crime says, I didn't realise how stressed I was until I came over to your channel. So nice to be here. It's so nice for you to be here as well. Yeah, I thought that too, Southern Mama, but I'm not going to harp on it. Like, it is what it is, isn't it? You know, people who are constantly announcing that they're not liars, and I'm not saying it outright, I'm just saying people who like to keep demanding that this is who they are usually trying to get people to really, really believe something that they're saying that is not quite accurate. Let's just say it like that. Yeah. Hi, Nicole. I haven't seen you in here before, so welcome. And thank you to all the new subscribers too. We've had a few over the last week, and I really do appreciate it. Yeah, you can pop up for a minute. I've got about another 10 minutes, and then I've got to go iron crime to pick up the girls. But if you want to come up, I'll put the link in there. At any time, guys, if you just want to come up, just yell, because I just get carried away with chat and chatting. Some people are just adamant with their views and opinions and fail to accept that others. Yeah. And do you know that's such a big learning curve for social media, Gabby, because, and it's so true, because in a family situation on Facebook one time, here's Iron Crime. Hello.
Hi, darling. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good.
That's good.
How are you?
I'm good. I actually washed my hair today.
It's
yeah,
the
good.
best feeling ever, isn't it? I love having clean hair.
Oh, because I just last 3 days I've been a bit caught up in going on live. First time I've ever done these things too.
Yeah.
But I just hadn't done it, and I was like, oh my god. So yeah, it's so lovely and calm with you.
Oh, it usually is. We usually have really good lives, and yesterday's was just a complete one-off thing, and I think that's why I was so rattled with trying to sort it out, because I don't usually have it like that. So
yeah, I get that feeling. You were kind of what's the word I thought about? It was just taken over by it. And I think, darling, anybody would have struggled to referee that.
And like,
that's hard work.
At some points, I felt like I was yelling over the people yelling to try and get them to stop yelling, you know. So
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Absolutely nothing is achieved when people are just yelling at each other.
No.
All it does is stress people out.
I know. And I get it that people are so emotional right now with everything, because honestly, every single day there has been something or a situation about something to do with this case. And I totally get it, because things do build up and you do feel like yelling.
It's relentless, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's non-stop. Yeah.
So I understand that people get to that point, because I felt like that as well. So I'm not saying they're bad people at all. That's not what I'm saying. It just brings that out, because we're passionate about it.
And some people really could get back to a bit more common courtesy. What happened to good old common courtesy?
Yeah.
You know, I was raised with manners.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, Darren, I really wanted to show you something quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to walk past. I'll show you a little bit of what I do here. This is one of my paintings.
Oh my, you're an arty girl too.
Yeah, that's what I do when I'm listening to true crime. I paint flowers.
Oh my
Can you see it?
You go
I
around
can't
a
work
little bit.
it.
Oh, that is beautiful. I love it. Do you sell them?
Look, I've been studying for 5 years, and I'm just getting to the point where I am selling. Yeah.
Wow, I
doing
love
commissions. And I also wanted to show you my girl Poppy. Come here, darling. Come here, sweetheart. Want to say
Oh, but
hello?
it's a bird, isn't it?
Yeah. Come here,
Oh
darling.
my God. Wow.
Oh, this camera, I can't work it.
Oh.
That's my poppy.
Oh, I want one. I'll
An
swap you
eclectus.
for a lizard. Do you want a bit of dragon?
My brother used to have lizards everywhere.
Yeah.
Come
Oh,
here, darling. I'm
does she
hoping I
talk?
can get her on my shoulder. You come up.
Oh,
You come up, darling.
isn't
That's
she
Poppy. Yeah, she
beautiful?
talks.
Wow.
She says, hello, Poppy. And
Oh,
she's only young, so she's
yeah.
just learning. But
Yeah.
she hangs
Oh,
with me in my art studio.
oh, she's so cute. I love her colours.
Isn't she gorgeous? I've
Yeah.
wanted one for years, and I only just got her a year and a half ago. My partner really wants me to teach her some naughty words.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey, darling.
so
She
beautiful.
touches me, but she doesn't bite.
Oh, that's good. That's helpful.
Yeah, it took a while.
Yeah.
So I just
Oh,
wanted to show you my little space. It's my
thank
studio.
you.
There's
I'll show more of
my
my
studio.
space tomorrow. I need to tidy up some bolts of fabric and stuff. There is just stuff everywhere.
Oh, darling, got to show you that too. My sewing.
Oh, you're a sewer too.
Yep.
Oh, so what do you make?
Oh, look, look, I make my own clothes.
Oh, awesome.
I'm always repairing my partner's clothes, and
Yeah.
I like linen pants, really simple linen pants, so I make them
Yeah.
up.
Aren't they
Whatever.
expensive?
I sew whatever I've got to sew.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to show you a bit, darling, because we're a bit kindred spirits.
Yes, we are. aren't we? And
Sorry,
we have
guys, there's a bit of an Australian love in here.
there it is. I'm loving it too. At least I can. So, do you go on the computer much of a night time?
I'm generally on my phone, but yeah, I have my computer.
Yeah, because some nights when all our American people are sleeping, I get a bit bored.
Oh,
And
darling, hit
I
me
thought,
up.
yeah, I should come on live sometimes of a night time just for Aussie people because, yeah,
Do you know, I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Yeah, because that's what happens. There's that lull I've noticed from, it'll start about 6 o'clock our time until about midnight.
Nothing.
And there's nobody on. So I might start doing that because
cool, darling. We'll line it up.
Yeah, awesome.
I'll send you your email in your details.
It should be on my about page, but I'll drop it in the
No,
chat
look it up, darling. I'll send you mine.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank
All
you
right,
for
sweetie.
sharing that. Sorry. Yeah. Thanks for showing us your painting and Poppy.
Bit of show and tell.
It's awesome, isn't it? I love it. I really do. It's awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
And
Peace from
see
Australia.
Bye.
Bye, darling.
Bye. Guys, this is what it's all about. Yeah, it is true, isn't it, Southern Mama? Like your emotions, and I've been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks, your emotions are so, it does start, like I can remember the day Benny Skeezer's channel went down. Like I hate cooking dinner most times now after 30 years of having to figure out what you're having for dinner every night. I just don't love it anymore. And it's like the only conversation the family have with you is what's for dinner, you know? So I don't get excited about it at all. anymore unless it's takeaway. And that night I was dancing around the kitchen and right into it, and everyone thought I'd lost my mind because I was happy about cooking dinner, but I was really happy that Skeezy's channel was taken down. And then the Dr. Phil episode of Gabby Petito's family was on there that I sat down on the lounge to watch after dinner, and I had tears pouring down my face. And I think hubby wanted to ring for a psych evaluation because he thought I was nuts. And this is what happens with these cases. We are so emotionally invested in everything, and that's why things blow up. Like our brains just can't handle anymore. Yeah, I've got to go to Tiny Dancer. Thank you so much for coming in, each and every one of you that come up on panel and have stayed in chat. What an awesome live. I've loved every second of it. And I hope I haven't ignored anybody. And this is how we're going to move forward. By loving each other and supporting each other. And guys, I know it's a personal thing, but as I said, I try to keep things transparent with the granddaughter. If anyone's got any suggestions or any background in dealing with things that I'm dealing with, if you want to email me, I'll pop it in the chat again. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody that's come in and spent time with us. I've really, really enjoyed it. And I do really, really appreciate it. Yeah, isn't she talented? We've got a little treasure there with our eye on crime. Shannon wants the dogs. See, I say goodbye and then I'm still here. Oh, Josie has a bird too. We might do a pet showing show, guys. I've tried to set up a page in my Discord for our hobbies and pets, but I think it just renamed itself to general. So I will go back in there later today and try and fix that up. But I thought it was somewhere where we could easily, put up pics of our animals and our hobbies, things like that. Yeah, MCOS. I will go to my community page. I've got the link there for my other channel. There's only one video up so far, but where if anyone wants to learn or just hang out while I'm sewing and prepping up papers and fabric and things like that, maybe you guys can learn from scratch how to do this quilt that I'm making all the members for summer. Dr. Latina's here. Welcome, Dr. Latina. We're just closing up, but thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, little Cleo. They think they've got a vehicle description now, so that's encouraging. I really hope the parents aren't involved with that. I really, really, really do. But yeah, that's another, the sewing channel. I think I changed it back to Down Under Crime Talks because a couple of my subscriptions to other channels, a little badge doesn't show up on this one, but I'll change it back. So the other channel is called So Awesome Stitches, and it's more about teaching people how to do the quilts I make. And if you just want to come and hang out, just come and hang out. So yeah. But it was a great live today, guys. Thank you so much for all being so lovely, because it is about you guys. If you guys weren't here, I wouldn't be on. So I do value each and every one of you. Oh, thanks, Yaya. You were fabulous too, coming up on panel and having lovely words to say. But I have to go and get these girlies from school, get one off to the gym. Do I sell the quilts? Yeah, I do. But as you can imagine, like if it's a sewing machine put together quilt, I can get them out relatively quickly. But if they're hand pieced ones, they take, they could take me 2 months to put together. So if people are willing to wait the 2 months, then yeah, I'm open to all that sort of stuff. But I don't push it because, I'm not a salesperson. I'm really not. I love sharing. When I've got to tell you this real quickly. When I first decided to open my patchwork store, my kids, because they're adults now, all said, "Mum, you do realise that you have to charge people, don't you?" Like you can't just say, "Yeah, you can have it, it's fine." Because that's the sort of person I am. Like I would rather give something away and make someone really, really happy than have to say, "Oh, that's going to be $50 or whatever," And I've been like it my whole life. And that's why I get played sometimes. Like I nearly got played with Jodie Sue, but thankfully I found out quick enough that that was not a good idea. Oh, thank you, lovely SH. Yes, I'll be back tomorrow around about the same time after I give hubby his morning tea and send him on his happy little way. I will be back tomorrow, but I'll put a schedule up so you guys know where I'm at. Thanks, mods, and thank you, everybody. I'm feeling the love today, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night.